Okay. So, like I said, I will continuously make sure that I make videos about my experience as a target individual, because I think with me, and I don't think I know that with me, having listened to the testimonials have validated me to the point that gaslighting at this point is not really working, and of course they're gonna have to deal with just like um, just try. I mean, torture is probably the only thing that can. I mean, it's just going to hurt me, harm me, but it'll never. I'll never subscribe to anything because I know that this is obvious manipulation, and it was so humiliation. It's so humiliating for these people at one level. Just because you see these people trying so hard to paint this falsified picture, and I make it obvious. I mean, I purposely make it super obvious that the level of how dumb they have to make themselves be is to the extreme, and that's my purpose. I know they have to gaslight me either way, but I want them to just to get to a level, to be below of below, that there's no coming back. I want them to just make themselves damn near retarded in order to gaslight me into accepting these things, which I'm still not going to do. And I have, thankfully, I have my body camera that kind of shows what I deal with. Especially, I'm on the train that, I basically close my eyes. And if I have a glimpse of eye open, you can see a kid or somebody who could be a kid. I don't even want to. It's just like they try to create these perceptions. But on my way home, just to let you know how disturbing it is, they use these children, these teenage kids, to try to disturb me. And these kids, is like, to them, is like this fun thing to disturb me because they know that this technology has the capability to do so much nastiness. And of course, I think they have some incentives, and involving themselves in their mind, they think that, that this is war. I know they know it's not war, but they obviously want to partake. Everybody is involved in that. I was walking. I can see, like, I can barely see a blur, a bunch of people, and I see some people with backpack. I just look up. I don't even want to look. I'm trying to zigzag around, and I can see a blur there. Maybe somebody look like a child. I'm not sure, but I only see hair, and I blur I close my eyes basically just keep it very little, because I want them to completely have to force me to imagine things that is just like so obvious. How is even how can he even have reaction like that if he can barely see what's in front of them or whatever is on the side of him? So I see something like that. I'm like, whatever. It's probably like a teenage kid, but I'm not. I don't. I'm not seeing well. I blurred this thing, and then I see somebody who tried to cut me off, like, and then stops and like kind of like try to like bump me, like forcing me to force like themselves into hitting me. And I'm like, oh, I move away, like a disturb. Oh, yeah. This obviously probably a teenager. It was something short, and she was trying to get like contact with me. Right? I'm like, oh, disturbing. And she was trying to get like in my, like, it's so disturbing. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to like move myself away from this person who's trying to hit me. And she was purposely doing that to have some kind of contact with me, to have some kind of like physical interaction with me, try to like, and I'm like, whoa. And I'm looking at this trash, and I make sure there's somebody who's like staring at me, thinking that, oh. And I'm like, I look at him, I was like, you disgusting as people. He said, you nasty trash. You have these kids do these things. And then he just tried. First, he was trying to make, oh God, she was like, and then he looked down, was like, oh, now you pay. Like, trash. You see, that's how you sell your kids. This is like this kid that told to do these nasty things. They were trying to get me to they try to touch like this. Those are kids. Disgusting, teenagers. I had to like, whoa. I have that on camera. I have my camera there. You can hear me. Just see this person coming out of nowhere. Just try to pass by me and just try to like hit me somewhere. Like not even hit me. Like just want to have some interaction, physical interaction. I'm like, and I move away. It's like, oh. And I look at it, and that's pictures of you trash ass. Look. I have that on camera. The guy, first of all, tried to make him look like, oh, he just come. It's like, I looked at him, like, pooh, you see this shit? It's why you pay those. That's what they can do. trash. And then, later on, I can feel like they will try to play try to stimulate me via this technology. It's nasty. Nasty low life. It's like, you see what you get. I know they can play target individuals. They can play, this technology can play with your sexual arousals. They can make you have arousals whenever they want. So that's why don't get near me. Don't even try to touch me. Don't even don't, because I know what this technology is capable of doing. They can force me to be experiencing something disturbing. So any touch is like, just don't get away from me. And I'm scared that if something like that happened again, I'm gonna be vocal. I'm like, hey, don't fucking touch me. Don't ever fucking touch me. I know what you just tried to do. You wanted me to touch you. You wanted to touch me. You purposely tried to get some interactions onto my body. You purposely did this so you can basically feel me. This is so disturbing. These kids, it's like, get your trash out. Like, I'm gonna say something like that. I've told them that I will not have no problem humiliating them, and I have a body cam. And so I'm like, listen, I know what you just tried to do. Don't ever fucking do this again. Trash. They use these children like. If I was natural, I was like, okay, whatever. I'll ignore them. I'll be like, whatever, just stupid kids, whatever. But I know why they're doing this, because one, they try to make it look like a certain way, but two, they know that this technology has the ability to do these disgusting things to people. And so they're trying to get this. So once this happens, and once they get some kind of interaction, this technology can create something sexual, can stimulate some. It can create some sex stimulation. I was like, don't do these nasty things. You disgusting low life. If it was me, I'm like, oh, whatever, hey, stop it. Just, but that is so disgusting. You see what they have to make these kids do? And they go, oh, our girls trash us. You're here making your girls do these things. This kid was nasty. Now, obviously, I know that to them it's more of a game. To them it's just like something they enjoy doing it, because they try to just push me to losing my stuff. But for me, I'm gonna humiliate this kid. I'm gonna outline like, listen, don't fucking do this. And it's so sad. It's always like, now they do this all kind of kids, right? But the minorities, which I am too, they're the one that try to push the envelope to that nest. Ugh. When I was trying to get out of the elevator, the train, I was literally closing my eyes because there's a bunch of kids at the door. I was like, no. But nobody wanted, they all like spaced out. As I say that, they do this thing with my tongue to try to disturb me. But they all like got away, like move away. It's like, okay, you want to be seen, but get out. I know, because they can do these things. But these kids here were literally trying to try to get some like interactions, like physical interaction. I'm like, oh, target video, this is so disturbing. It is nasty. And it shows the issues with these pedophilia issues in these agencies. For me, I'm like, I'd rather go die in hell than having to be involved in this. I'd rather be tortured. I'd truly rather be tortured in every ways. Whatever they talk about, they can probe me using this, this whatever. At least I die never having to involve myself in this disturbingness. Death comes to all of us. We don't need to be tortured to live this disgusting, this humiliating. And you listen to this trash, who thinks that I ever let. No, if anything, I look at them more like trash. They're trash people, but they are trash. And on my way out of my office, I saw this guy, and I think we've been interacting via V2K. You see the cowardness in this low lifeness. He's like, they abuse, and he tried to look at me. I looked at him. I was like, yeah, no. I see you for what you are. He just looks up. It's like, you see this? Because you know yourself. You're not scared of me. I see you for what you're involved in, trashiness. And they'll try to bring up the different manipulation they make me have. I'm like, listen, I was sitting here one day. I saw a plastic bag, a dark plastic bag, falling down slowly. And for a second, that plastic bag start looking like a car. And I'm like, whoa. And I look, and I was able to see it for what it is. What I'm saying is the ability to create perceptions that are completely crazy is just something that you can understand. So when they tried to force, I remember maybe last week or the week before, there was somebody who looked like, aside from the back, look like a kid in regard of size, height, but they make me look at like straight. And when I mean a kid, like I mean teenager. And at least from behind, that's what it looks like. And they make me look at this, who I think is a kid, a butt, and they'll try to create like perception, like, oh, I'm like, okay, whatever, this is BS. It's like, I know this is not really what it's not what really what I'm looking at is not the reality of what's there, it's like they try to create something. So this is the things they do. That's why I close my eyes, because they can create perceptions that are so falsified you can't even understand. And I know that when they do these things with the plastic bag, it's just like a little fraction of what they can do. Things can be so much more manipulated, I think. I haven't experienced more than that, but I think they can literally even make me they can make me hallucinate at this point. I think they can do that. They haven't done that yet. They have just, like, I can see a shape or something and they can change how I perceive that shape. But they have not made me completely hallucinate, which I think they can do that. I think there'll be a point where they can completely make me see things that are nothing's there. But that moment was few months back, and that was it was more of maybe a flex in regard of what they're capable of doing. Maybe that was here what we can actually do. If we really want to show you, this is some of the quick sample of what we can really create in your mind. So from that point on, and I was talking about how they can manipulate my perception, but I've never seen something so completely manipulated to that level. They make me look at kids in this disturbing way, and they manipulate things, which makes no sense. But I've never seen something that's completely like a plastic bag to a car. They have made me look at kids of all ages, try to create perception, breasts that when they're behind, that weren't crazy. From babies to older kids. And make me I'm I can't believe these things. So that's why when I'm in the train, and I know these kids know how capable the technology is. At first, I wasn't sure, but they know very well, because they just try to move around till they can be seen, and the rest is gonna be done. They can create things. Right now, I remember there was somebody in front of me. I wasn't sure. They tried to mess with me. It's is that a kid or not? I was I wasn't sure. My eyes were half closed, and I look. I was I'm not sure. I'm looking. It's oh, most likely she is, or something like that, or close to it. And somebody who looks who I don't know, who I'm not sure. Sorry. Somebody who I know for sure is at least a teenager, based on the blur. I'm not even looking. I just see a skinny, small thing, person, and then I'm that's most likely a kid. That's no way. That's not a kid. And she was trying to be seen. I was ugh. I don't know what she looks like. I can't even just tell you what her face looks like, but I know she's just a skinny, small person. Now I have my camera, right? And whatever's gonna happen to me, I'm just listen, I have this, because reality, my brain can be played with. It is disturbing and manipulative to a point that we can understand target individual. But this trash try to make me having this children try to come and have interaction. And there was a little kid, tiny kid. I didn't know it was right next to me. I'm walking, and as I'm walking on the side, I feel somebody I'm what the hell? And there's a kid right next to me. I was what? It's so disgusting. Disgusting. And my brain's oh, you see, oh, you wanted to. I was I didn't even know this kid was right next to me. I was what? Where aren't you next to your father or something? This is right next, and whoa, and I'm looking, oh, this trash. They just try to create these things where, but I have my camera, and my camera is basically just in case they try to create their things. Hear what's really happening in real time. Trash. And when I was trying to lean forward, some kids just walked by me, and I felt like some kind of like texture of like clothing, and I don't know if it was a leg that passed by and touched me. Ugh, it was so disgusting. I was like, I want to cut this finger. Nasty low lives. Try to create this nastiness in my head. And I have my camera to show this. To show what I mean, just try to make myself comfortable. As I make myself comfortable, I feel something just touching my hand. I was like, what the hell? It's nasty. And it's not stop. So I'm thankful that I have a body cam. I think it's a great investment because target individual, they're gonna try to set things up in certain ways. It's disturbing. And so you having that is kind of like a something that gives you some kind of sense of comfort, and understanding that, if you ever need to see how everything looks, and you don't have to live in your head where things can be manipulated, you can see things for what they are. So to all my target individuals, stay strong. Stay strong. It's so disgusting as I'm saying that they tried to do something. I was like closing my eyes at one point because I didn't want to see whatever is in front of me. And as I opened my eyes a little bit, I can see like somebody who could look like a teenager, and they would try to make me look at this kid in this, like try to create some kind of. It's like it's non-stop. The technology that is implemented on us have so much control over what they can make us react to things. They can make you look at things that you aren't trying to look to look, but they will force you to get your eyes fixated on something, and it's crazy. It's crazy, but I want to make sure that these people who are involved, it's not going to change what's going to happen to me. Notice that this is how they can manipulate your brain. I'm literally closing my eyes, and every time I open my eyes, something is in front of me that is either a childlike individual or something that look like a childlike individual. And it's like, ugh, it's so nasty. But you gotta be strong and see things for what they are. The manipulations are going to be that, and it's going to be non-stop. Just gotta be strong.